Stewart, who's been here for a couple of hours. I will be here up to 10 o'clock. My name is Vafle Kamara, and I will be conducting this very special interview with Mr. Kwame Clement and also Mr. Sig Balaze to talk about the launch of the Liberia School of Law, the LSL. Uh, we will take Mr. Sig Balaze by way of phone, and Mr. Kwame Clement is already in studio. So it's going to be very interesting to understand the idea behind the Liberia School of Law, the newest on the block. Mr. Clement, I'd like to say good morning.
Good to be here with you as always.
Yeah, almost like you're back home.
Oh yeah, you can say again. This is where I grew up.
Yeah. Mr. Sig Balaze, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bartley. Good morning. Thanks for having us on your show.
Great. Just stay back there. I will come to you with a couple of questions, but let me begin with Mr. Kwame Clement. Just give us an idea about, the whole Liberia School of Law thing, how it all started, and where are we with it?
Well, thank you, Bartley. We've been teaching law at the current law school, the student law school at the University of Liberia for 5 years now, or 7 years actually. Both of us have been teaching torts and constitutional law. Sarah has been teaching insurance law, and we've been doing so voluntarily for the entire 7 years without any pay, no compensation whatsoever, and we're not saying that to complain because we love it. That's our alma mater. That's why we went to school, and it was a way of giving back. But our experience teaching law, practicing law, has led us to the conclusion that legal education and the practice of law generally in Liberia would benefit immensely from the presence of another law school. The current law school was established in 1954. That's 70 years ago. At the time, the population of Liberia was 1.5 million at most. 70 years later, today, we're 5.5 million people. There are thousands and thousands more people that graduate from college every year than in 1954. So the facts and figures are clear. They make the case by themselves for another law school. And so we launched this, and a few other people, with the goal of providing students an alternative where they can get a good quality legal education. And we have been accredited.
Okay.
By the National Commission on Higher Education to offer a first degree in law. And so graduates of our school will be eligible to sit the bar exam and to practice law in Liberia. But that's where we're coming from, and that's the thought behind this.
So in essence, you're giving students interested in law education an alternative, right?
Precisely, an alternative. And like we said, we showed there is demand. Given the sharp increase in the population of the country and the fact that we still got one school in 70 years, we show there is a demand for an alternative for somewhere else for people who may want to go.
Yep. So let me come to say, by the way, say it's a former insurance executive and professor of insurance law. While Kwame is a former broadcast journalist and a professor of thoughts and constitutional law.
Yeah.
Say you want to chip in or weigh in on the whole idea of coming up with this Liberia School of Law.
Just to buttress what Kwame said, he talked about the Louis Arthur School of Law. That's our alma mater. That's where we graduated from. We did our first degree in law, and then he gave us the foundation to do other things. In addition to that, thousands of students graduate, from undergrad, they have undergraduate degrees in Liberia yearly with limited professional educational opportunities. So our goal here is to train lawyers inspired to use their legal skills to promote democratic governance and inclusive development. And let us look back 70 years ago. 70 years ago, our legal system predominantly was done through the Palava Hut dispute resolution. 70 years ago compared to now, we move from the palaver hut, I'm not saying completely, into the judicial system. And certainly we need more judges, more lawyers to advocate on their clients' behalf. So hence the need for an additional law school.
Okay. And I see this as a challenge. I don't know how you see this coming up with another law school when we have an existing one. I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, talking about rebranding or branding and all that.
Yeah,
Well, we don't believe it's a challenge. What is us? It makes everybody better.
Mm.
We need more law schools. And when we look at competition, especially in academia, competition is a good thing.
Okay.
It encourages innovation and it promotes excellence. Competition drives universities to continually improve, to attract most talented students, the most talented faculty, and resources. So what we are trying to do here is to provide an alternative to others who want to pursue law
Okay.
with the talents to have an alternative to come to another law school.
Okay.
We don't see as a challenge to ourselves. We always see it as something that is going to strengthen all institutions in Liberia.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Kwame, go ahead.
And rather, to the extent you challenge to me, it's tough and difficult, and it's not easy. Say I've been working, the last several months on this project. You have to get funding to get a nice facility. You got to encourage competent faculty to join you. You got to go through the accreditation process. You got to deal with a lot of naysayers who telling you, this can be done, this can be done. So to that extent, it hasn't been easy, but nothing good comes easy. And so we've embraced the hard work and knowing that at the end of the day, we're going to build an institution that's going to be for the foreseeable future, even when we've gone, training lawyers. And the reason we're doing this to reflect our view about the importance of lawyers in the country or in a society. We live in what we call a rules-based society, a society governed by the rule of law. Nobody is more central to the workings of the rule of law than lawyers. If you got to get an agreement with somebody, you want to purchase a piece of land, you need a lawyer. If you're probably going to inherit the property of your parents, you probably need a lawyer. On the global, on the macro level, if the government is looking to enter into an agreement with a foreign company or into a treaty with another country, or we're looking to make public policy reforms, enact new legislation, all of that requires lawyers. And so there is demand for lawyers across the board. The question is, are there competent lawyers to meet the demand? And that's where we think we can come in to train a cadre of lawyers who can go out there and provide first-rate quality legal services. And I would say this too, like I've always said, yes, we expect our graduates to want to go out there and make money, earn a living. Law school is expensive, the huge opportunity costs. But we also hope that the way we teach, the ethos we instill in our students, will inspire them to leave our classroom to serve larger societal ends, to work with civil society organizations, help them improve their functions as advocates for transparency, to work with media houses, strengthen their ability to deal with threats that may suppress the media, to champion causes, like Say said, that promote inclusive development. And that's the kind of lawyer we want to produce. And we think we can do so.
Okay, we'll talk more about the school, the status of it now, your faculty, and that kind of competition you want to bring. But we'll argue that it is not the shortage of lawyers in the country. Is the argument of justice being served. I mean, you are part of two noble professions, journalism and law. It said that the idea of protecting the sanctity of the profession, the law profession, or what?
Well, I think we contributing to,
because over the last 10 years, the journalism profession has been challenged with upholding ethical standard and all that. So is that the motivation too?
No, well, let me tell you this. Everybody says lawyers are crook except their lawyers. But the legal profession is one of the most heavily self-regulated profession. Lawyers, you take client money, you disbar. You breach ethical values, the judicial system doesn't play with you. So despite the perception out there, the ethical standard of the legal profession, very high and self-regulated. But what we're hoping to do through what we're doing here is to train lawyers who are more ethically grounded. And ethics is going to be a strong part of our course. We want to do it 3 years. Right now it's done 1 year. We want to run it 3 years. So, with any profession, you will find people who top-notch, people who yell, who dare. And it's the same with the law. But I think overall, there's much to be said about the law profession. We're not coming up because we think the law profession is deficient in ways. We're coming up because we think there is an opportunity, there is a niche to train first with capable ethical lawyers, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, say you want to chip in. I mean, the argument and just understanding the motivation behind coming up with this, protecting the sanctity of the legal profession. I mean, I was just asking because he's a member of two noble professions, the journalism and the legal profession. But over the years, the journalism profession has been challenged. I don't know if you have an idea about the journalism profession, but just weighing on, the motivation behind all of this, especially protecting the legal profession.
Oh yes, Kwame spoke to many other aspects. Again, right in the beginning, we said part of the question was, is there a shortage of lawyers? Look, badly, if in 1954, 70 years ago,
oh, sorry. Say, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, go on.
70 years thereafter, certainly, there is more need. There is need for more lawyers because of the growth in population. Coming from a million population or a little over a million population to 5 million population, certainly there is a need for more lawyers to answer that directly. And in addition to that, Liberia is part of a global economy. We are part of a global community. Businesses are now interconnected. Assistance is needed for international transactions, trade agreements, and resolution of cross-border disputes. So, do we have enough lawyers? Our answer, no, we do not. We need more lawyers who have received quality education to help provide justice, okay? Because the lawyers are, of course, just as doctors heal, on the body. Lawyers are there to heal the community.
Okay. Yeah.
And Vively, again, the motivation behind it, the need for lawyers, yes. But this is something we think we can do. And this is something we think we can do very well. And we want to do it. We think we have the ability, CNI, and the faculty we've put together that we'll talk about more.
Yeah.
We think we have the ability to do a good job at training lawyers and want to do it the way we think we can do it. Put the emphasis where we think emphasis to be put. Bring the original thinking, the innovation to teaching law. Getting students writing scholarly articles. So that's part of the reason we're driven to want to do it from our personal drive. And we're looking at this just not as a legal institution or a law school. We're hoping our school can be an exemplar for Liberians as to how you run an institution effectively, efficiently, professionally, transparently, that can be exemplar, replicated across other sectors of the Liberian society, just not law. So that's part of the...
In terms of leadership.
Yeah. So that's part of the thing that driving us. It's more.
Yeah, I mean that's just bringing me to the next question about how will you do it differently, from because you have experience at the current law school, you know how it runs, you've been there for a couple of years. How are you going to do it differently?
Let me say that, when you say how you're going to do it, it's a legitimate question. But when you say how you're going to do it differently, the implication there is that, we juxtaposing ourselves against vis-a-vis the current law school. We don't see them. We're not standing in opposition to the current law school. Like we say, we are a product of the school, but we think we, like I said, can provide a legal education that is top notch. We think we have the skills to do so, and we want to be able to do it and run the school the way we see to run it. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to emphasize, for example, heavily on technology. So our library right now is heavily online. We subscribe to Westlaw. Westlaw is the most sophisticated database of legal resources, online access to decisions by United States courts, by courts of the European Union, the United Kingdom, legislation, regulation. Let's say we're talking, given the international dimension in the practice of law, you need that kind of stuff. They also have online access to judicial opinion by the Liberian Supreme Court, the Liberian Court of Law. We want to prepare our students, put a lot of emphasis on preparing our students to sit the bar, because the more successful our students are, the good their reputation at our school will be. So you're not just going to graduate and we'll leave you to go sit the bar. We have a whole course of program. That is the course borne by us, the law school, that will prepare our students for the bar exams. There are certain states in the United States that allow you to take the bar exam in there, even if you don't graduate from law school in the United States, but from a common law country. I took the New York bar on the strength of my education, legal education, and passed the bar on my first attempt. So we'll be looking at a special program to train our graduates, drawing on my experience and the experience of other students like Liberians who successfully taken bar exams in the United States, to prepare them to sit the bar in New York or California or other states that allow you to take the bar exam when you graduate from a common law country. We want to get our students involved in legal scholarship. I mean, what is the point of a law school if it's not involved in legal scholarship? And what I mean by legal scholarship, original research, original thinking about new approaches to using the law, looking at Supreme Court precedent, how are they relevant to today? Are they out of date with the time? We want our students involved in that kind of work. So, in short, that's what we hope to be doing. And I don't know, differently or better, but that's just what we hope to be doing very effectively.
Say you listen to him, you can chip in on that.
Well, again, you asked the question, how are we going to do things differently? To answer that question, it will be our approach. Our approach will be different. Let's, for instance, we on our faculty, we have targeted renowned professors who are practitioners in their own area of discipline and various areas of the law where they have their own specialization, because we believe in quality education. Our faculty consists of top-notch academicians and seasoned legal practitioners. Our faculty is great. We put together a team, for instance. We are indeed honored to have former Chief Justice Francis Copper on our team. Justice Copper served on the Supreme Court bench for about 20 years, growing from the rank of Associate Justice to the highest rank.
Sorry, go. Yeah.
And he will be teaching on civil procedure. So the question is, who in this country can do a better job at teaching civil procedure than former Chief Justice Copper? We also have on our team former Dean of the Lee Arthur Grant School of Law, the immediate past president or Dean of the School of Law, the Bobby Warner. He will be teaching property and other courses. Okay. We also have on our team Commissioner Whitehead Dublin, who who is a sitting commissioner with wealth of experience in international law. He graduated from one of the best law schools in America, that is the University of Virginia, Charlottesville. And then he did another master's degree in Michigan and taught law in Michigan. Okay, and also served on the appeals court in Michigan. We have, Jawan Bongo. I don't need to say too much about him. He's known as a legal luminary and champion of human rights. Okay, and then of course we have Kwame Clement, who is sitting right in front of you. Okay, most Liberians know him as a journalist, but as a media personnel, but they didn't know the other side. Kwame worked for one of the largest law firms in the United States of America and the world in antitrust. And he also served as senior counsel at the Security and Exchange Commission. Okay, and of course we also have Councilor Bill Gussie, who is former Justice of the Supreme Court as well, with long years of practice. Also served at Ministry of Justice as Solicitor General. So we have two professors from your universities who will also be visiting partners, and another Liberian from the United States of America who also will be a visiting lecturer in the person of Charles Sawadu, with extensive experience of law practice. And what we will be doing as well, in addition to preparing our students for the Liberian bar, because we have attorneys and professors on our team who are also barred in America and who are also members, of the American bar, and they've taken the bar exam. Okay, we will be preparing students also to be able, upon completion of our program, to set the bar in California, in New York, and other states in America that will allow our students to set the bar upon graduation. And these undergraduate school of law prepared us, and some students from the undergraduate school of law have been able to go to the States and sit the bar exam and pass on the first sitting. So we want to be able to add to that, so that to prepare our students such that they are not only prepared for Liberia, because just as I indicated earlier, we live in a global community. We live in a community with ECOWAS. We live in a community with Nile River, so that students that come from us should be prepared, okay, to serve us both domestically and internationally.
I mean, Kwame, some of the best minds. It's a crack team of some of the what we call cream de la cream. I mean, is there a reason for that, for assembling these best minds in the legal profession in the country?
Well, there's something we call in the law res ipsa loquitur. It's Latin for the thing speaks for itself. So you don't need to say more. I think it speaks for itself, the caliber of people who we attracted. It speaks for itself in terms of the emphasis we're putting on quality. To produce good product, you need quality professor. And let me say that I think we're lucky. Very lucky to have them. Say mentioned former Chief Justice Kokwa. I mean, we couldn't do better than that. And I want to say he's not doing this for money. We can't pay him. But I think it is the passion and love for Liberia. When I met him to talk about this, he said, Kwame and say, I know too much Liberian law to just sit down. I want to teach. That's what he told. And I can't help you teach. We were thinking we want to devise this grand course for him called, we want to endow our chair and call it the Chief Justice Chair, that he can come and teach anything. He said we can talk about that one later. I want to teach civil procedure. So, and the same with Dean Warner, an astute lawyer leading one of the leading firms in the country. So we're lucky to have them. But the fact that we went after them and asked them to join us, I think speaks to our emphasis on quality. You said it best, creme de la creme.
But the point is, there are times, because some of these lawyers also teach at the other school. so you don't have their full time. You have their half of their time. Well, isn't that well, when you talk about quality, I think quality should come with fullness, right?
Well,
So if their time and their attention is divided, then there's a problem there.
well, I will leave it to them to decide how they're going to do their time. But I know whatever time they give us will be worth the while.
Mm.
I know I know some of them will be with us full time me exclusively, but I will leave it to them. But I don't think, I mean, these are good lawyer, top notch lawyer. So I don't think they cannot walk and chew gum at the same time.
Mm.
I think whatever time they give to us will be quality.
See, I mean, my argument is the fullness of time and attention.
Well, Barclay, when we approached these honorable luminaries, we told them what our mission was. We told them what our commitment was. You won't believe it. Kwame and myself, we've not been working in a traditional setting for over 9 months because we're thinking this thing through, making sure that we were committed to what we said we want to do, providing quality legal education. So we approached people with
Mm.
to train students who will be cream de la cream of our legal profession. So they committed. Okay, they committed to Liberia School of Law. So by committing, I will be in charge, vice president for academic affairs, and I will have my rigorous schedule. Okay, of course we're not in elementary school or high school, but the schedule of our professors will be regimented because the quality of the students is a function of the quality of the professors and their commitment, the time commitment, and commitment to preparation for coming to class. So all the folks we have gathered, these luminaries, have committed that they will give us time that are deserving of our students.
Okay. Okay, so that is that with the quality of the faculty. Kwame, how is the law school funded?
Well, we're not a government institution, so we're privately funded. We had to look to ourselves to find some resources, put in our time. And doing this is expensive. You got to rent facilities, you got to put furniture in. All our classrooms are air conditioned. We got a modern library with computers. We got a nice, well-appointed student lounge for students to get refreshments, relax and come up to date. So it requires a ton of resources, but we're lucky, and we had some librarians and others who put in some resources to get us where we are. Look, everybody knows if you're looking to make quick money, legal education generally is not the place to go. That's why you see many students are financially better off than their teachers. So what we're hoping to do is to be sustainable. If we can generate enough income to provide a good environment, learning environment for our students, pay our staff a living wage, pay our faculty so they're motivated to teach, we'll be happy.
Where are you located?
We are on the Capitol Bypass. It used to be called the Shrimex building. It's a big yellow building next to the Connex gas station, just before the Jarlathon Junction.
Okay.
So we're right in the heart of Monrovia. And, we got a good lease there for the next 5 years, but we will be looking quickly to put up our own facilities. Of course, our finances permitting, but that will be our medium-term target to put our own facility. But we got a nice facilities where we are right now. To accommodate our students.
See, I mean, you say you're the vice president for academic affairs?
Yeah, we'll be responsible for academic affairs and administration.
Okay.
So we're just starting. We're a small operation for now. So we will have to wear many hats, and Kwame will have to wear many hats as president as well. So as we grow, we will, add more to the team.
Okay.
For now, we want a top-notch, fully operational team.
So where are we about entrance? When do we start classes and all that? Where are we?
We are quite ambitious. entrance, in fact, now we have a website that is www.liberiaschooloflaw.com. And if you go to that website, you'll see that we now have an application form for the entrance, which is slated for September 15th. And the application is writable. You can go to our website. You can opt to either download it or complete the application right on the website and be able to submit it. So, entrance exam, our scheduled date for the entrance exam is September 15th. And we're going to do it differently. We are not only going to administer the exam in Monrovia, we will be administering the exam on the same day in Hopper and Ganta, because we believe that there are talented students out there who may not be able to come to Monrovia to sit the entrance. And we do not want to deny them the opportunity of having access to our law school and deny them the opportunity of legal education. So certainly we'll be administering the entrance in Monrovia, Ganta, and Hopper to give people in those regions an opportunity to sit for the entrance. And then when are we opening? Again, we're very ambitious. We have set dates, target dates, and we're working towards them. Our target date for opening is November 1, 2024. We'll be receiving our first set of students.
Wow.
So that is an hour.
That's my wedding anniversary.
Oh yeah, right. We got sense.
You'll be opening on my wedding anniversary.
We'll be celebrating with you.
Anyway, I mean, do you accept just any student, or there's a student with a particular grade point or average GPA?
Let me comment on that.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Our process is going to be a rigorous one for admission. Because there's no point about bringing you in when you don't have the ability to learn the material. We want people who have the aptitude. Okay. But having said that, we're not going to say you must have a 2.5 or a 3.0 to apply. The requirement is that you have a degree.
The first degree.
Yeah. Now, we'll look at you. You may have 2.0 average, 2.5, but you score in the 90 percentile, the 95 percentile of our LSAT. Then we look at your entire career. You have astounding achievements. You overcome difficulties in your life. The fact that you made 2.0 then shouldn't bar you. What we'll be looking at is your performance on our LSAT and your total package as a human being. So that's the approach we'll be looking to bring to our entrance.
And then what's the targeted number of students?
Given
the facility that you are.
No, we got a facility that can hold more than 100 students at any time, more than 200. But if we got 50 students to start, we'll be happy, because our emphasis is not on quantity, but quality. You see, we're not looking for people who can pay. Yes, we want you to be able to pay, but we want people who can also master the materials, who've shown their aptitude by their performance on our entrance exam. And so if we get 50, we'll be happy.
We gotten used to the how the law school entrance, people say, I haven't been there, that is very rigorous. When you said the law school entrance, I mean, you're not sure of passing until your name is up. Is it the same that going to be happening with this law school? See?
Well, I don't know whether it's the same, but what law school exam does, it tests your aptitude for the profession. So to be a lawyer, you have to have analytical ability. So section of the aptitude test will test your ability to analyze issues, will present problems, and then you, as a non-lawyer, sitting in the entrance, the objective of that would be to see how analytical you are. To be a lawyer, you must understand the English language, you must be able to read and write, and your comprehension should be wide. So part of the exam is going to be on comprehension. So yes, there will be the process is rigorous. The testing process will be rigorous, because the purpose is, look, we believe the admission process makes a determination of the output. What you admit is what you're going to put out. So our admission process, which is the LSAT, will be our gate. That's the gatekeeper. If you can go through the gate, then there's guarantee that you can learn, we can teach you, and then we'll have the desired output. So yes, law school examinations are very rigorous because we want to make sure that the students we are recruiting have the aptitude to go through the rigorous program. There's a lot of reading, a lot of analysis. You have to put a lot of time in. So there will be cases. You're taking 5 courses per semester, and each professor is giving 4 or 5 cases for you to brief. That's a lot. So you must have the capacity to read and understand to be able to stand the rigors. So to attract those kind of students, the way to attract those kind of students is through the admission process, through the gatekeeping, which is the admission process. Good students come in, good students go out. Students with bad attitude come in, bad students will go out. So it's our approach to make sure that the right students that are caught out to be lawyers are admitted into our schools. Thank you.
Good. I mean, Kwame, you're craving distinction here. I mean, just based on the idea of how you want to see the school being run. Are you going to be concerned about the output of your students after graduation? I mean, how they conduct themselves professionally and also their legal services as well.
Oh, you bet, Fafli. Because our students, our graduates, will be our best ambassadors. And so the better the two are there, the better our school will look. So that is why we're going to put serious emphasis on being rigorous in our selection, make sure we like to bring in creme de la creme, like you say. Then we put them through a rigorous 3-year process. You come there, you gotta do minimum 3 years to get a degree, and maximum 5 years.
Okay.
We put them through a rigorous process of learning the law, teaching them the law, and we want students. The law does not exist in isolation. You live in a larger society. You practice law in a larger society, and so we want students to bring an interdisciplinary approach to teaching the law. So we have non-traditional law courses like the political economy of Liberia. That's the milieu in which we live. We want our lawyers to understand that as what affect the cases they had, the workings of the court. We have a course on the traditional legal systems of Africa, because we have traditional legal systems that exist alongside the modern system. Well, I don't want to call it modern, the Western system we brought, and how they complement each other. We have a course on the British common law in Africa. The British common law is prevalent in Africa because Britain was a former colony here. And we have about the British common law that we got through the Americans and exist, but we want to look at how it intersects with the traditional legal system, how they inform each other, and what larger extrapolations we can make from that. So, for the short, we want our lawyers to be well-rounded so they can go out there and succeed as lawyers. We also want to instill in them an appreciation for ethics. So we'll be tinkering with our curriculum some to ensure that we teach ethics all 3 years when our lawyers are there. Yeah. So in short, yes, we want them to be good lawyers, ethical lawyers. So that will make our school successful.
Do we have idea about how much you pay for entrance exam?
175 to maximum.
Okay. Yeah. This is the Super Morning Show on ELBC Radio, and in conversation with Mr. Kwame Clement and Say Baraze. Say is a former insurance executive and a professor of insurance law. Kwame is a former broadcast journalist and a professor of torts and constitutional law. They're talking about the newly launched Liberia School of Law, that is Liberia School of Law. The LSL was recently accredited by the National Commission on Higher Education to operate as a law school and offer a first degree in law. They are giving entrance exam on September 15 and beginning classes on November one. Yeah, so that's happening. I mean, he was talking about, say, was talking about decentralizing the registration for the entrance or the entrance exam. Will that continue? Decentralization is something that we really don't see in these kinds of ventures.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking what we're doing different than some of the things. Yeah, but we got to bite where we can chew. So the entrance will decentralize it. Part of our long term, late medium to long term, is to see if we can have satellite campuses.
Okay.
A place like Ganta, somewhere in the southeast, Zwedru or Harper, so that students can have access to legal education there. But that's not in the immediate plan. Somewhere down the road, over the next 4, 5, 6 years, we want to stand the school up, put up some graduates, and let the record speak for them. Then we'll build our successes and definitely look to decentralize. But for now, we just decentralize the examinations.
Because I suppose your biggest brand will be your graduates out there. Trust me, it is not the kind of plans you have. Of course, the quality of the faculty does count, but also the students, that your graduates out there will speak for you, of course. Let's see if we can take calls. If you want to be a part of the program, you can call us on 0770 581886 0770581886. I say I was just quizzing Mr. Clement about the brand. I mean, I think that your biggest brand will be the quality of your graduates, right? Say, are you there? Yeah, I was saying, I suppose the quality, your brand, your biggest brand will come from the quality of your graduates. Hello?
There's some feedback.
Yeah, I think you have to change your background and call back. But let's hear from this caller. Yeah. Good morning.
Let me call.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Well, I'm Milton Small from Wilson City, especially Grand Bassa County Electoral District number 4.
Yeah, let's hear you, sir.
Let me hear your studio guests. I think, and in that country where competitive or have more things like people running to know the best area, I think the Minister of Education has done the best thing. And so for people who will be finding their way through, my recommendation is that this ODS, the second ODS county in the Republic of Liberia, Grand Bassa, we are lacking of technical school in where I'm calling from. We are more than 30 plus thousand people that have graduated from high school 10 to 15 years ago, and we are yamming. At least they can also extend their college on the other side so that we can find the means to also get quality education through the university that will be beginning this year. And the next one out there, I don't know whether they will also extend their entrance to Buchanan or to Wilson City, in which I'm located. That is my question, but I think I hear them, and they should also make sure and cover area like Grand Bassa, Banga, and the other rest of the biggest county that people are there to get education from.
Okay, they're listening to your recommendations, and of course they will speak to that. But call us on 0770581886, 0770581886. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning. What's your name?
My name is Leroy Elray, and I call from Carwell.
Yeah, let's hear you, sir.
Well, we want to heal these personalities that have come up with this idea to provide alternative for those desirous of becoming lawyer. But I heard you speak of serious procedure, law, and other stuff. But those of us that are concerned of becoming a criminal lawyer, I graduated from the Elbc Zion and obtained a bachelor in criminal justice, and I also desirous of becoming a criminal lawyer, and I also work with the Liberian National Police. Are there alternatives for us also?
Okay. You say you study criminal justice at AMZU?
Yeah. I'm currently working with the Liberian National Police and is desirous of doing criminal law.
Criminal law, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Say what just mentioning one course that we're lucky the Chief Justice will be teaching. But when you come to law school, your first year, these are the courses you do, and the very foundational courses.
Okay.
You do a course in torts, like the law, what we call the law of personal wrong. You hit somebody's car, the tree from your yard falling on somebody.
So of course, criminal law.
Criminal law, we do criminal law, civil procedure, criminal law contracts. So yeah, you will get a course, basic course in criminal law.
Okay.
And then when you go practice, you learn more.
Okay. Let's hear from this caller. You want to leave from the radio, please?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Emmanuel calling from the depot.
Yeah. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thanks so much for the program, and I want to say, thank you to the studio guest. These are things that we learn for over the year, though, the conditions and the financial constraint in country. Yeah, but for me, my daughter is seriously yearning for, to become a lawyer. So most of the things, 4 or 5 times I said, why you want to do that course? And I asked friends, every other time they say that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. But I did in high school, and how you say first degree. So is it restricted? I got it to first degree. I got it holder, and that's one. And is it forced that you have first degree in law before extending to that?
No.
Yeah, because
okay.
some of us, our children are unified.
Okay, so keep listening to the radio, yeah? It will respond to your concern.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Malinga calling from Korea, Canada.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, let me say hi to our legal brother that coming in. I'm so glad with the program, but I want to understand, are they connected certain age group? And secondly, what's the cost of the credit?
The credit, okay. Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Clement, I don't think any age group here.
No.
Anybody can be a lawyer.
Let me tell you something. What statistics have shown is that older students do better in law school. So you see, law school testing your analytical reading, your analytical ability, let's say, not just memorizing. And the older life experience you got, the better. So no age requirement. Yes, you got to have a first degree. We gave you a first law degree, but you got to have an undergraduate degree. If you have a master's degree, fine, but you got to have a first degree. You got to graduate from college before you come to.
Not necessarily any discipline, but sociology.
Economics. Specific. Yeah,
Oh.
Sure, got to get a first degree.
Okay.
Was there another outstanding question on the floor?
Yeah. Somebody was asking if you will establish one center in Buchanan.
Yeah, right. You see, right now, the reason we're going to Ganta and Harper, those places are far from Monrovia. Buchanan, you're relatively close. Maybe next year, somewhere down the line, we'll look to do it there. But for this year, we'll be focusing on Harper, Ganta, and Liberia. Somebody talk about tuition. Law school is expensive. We say our tuition will be price competitive, but credit hour could be anywhere close to $200 a credit hour, and you have to do 90 credit hours to complete the course. So that can give you an idea of what the tuition will be like.
Okay, and entrance is $175.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear from this person. Morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. What's your name?
Yes, I'm David from Grand Crew.
Yeah, let's hear you from Grand Crew.
I want to thank the Nichols Carlo in the studio there. And what I want to find out is, this school, is it going to be regulated also by the Supreme Court, or how is it going to be like?
Okay. We'll respond. Thank you. The regulation of the school. Mr. Clement will respond to that, or say as well. Call us on 0770581886. We can take at least 2 calls. 0880 or 0770581886, 086-931-744. Yeah, talking about regulation of the school, Liberia School of Law.
Look, the Supreme Court is head of the judiciary. Law school graduates work in the judiciary to the extent they practice law.
Mm.
So, out of respect for the court and the courtesy we think is due them, we visited the court formally and informed them of what we're doing. And I think we got their blessing, their congratulations. What I will say though, that is the court, in a way, regulates the practice of law. What we're doing is teaching law. And so that more comes with a national communication on higher education. When our students graduate and enter the profession, then they fall under the ambit of the court.
Yeah.
But even so, as law students, they're still attached to the judiciary in some way. And so we felt an obligation to formally inform the court of what we're doing.
Okay. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, I bring the photocopy. I had no school, but I want to understand something because I'm highly interested in law school. I said, customer operating travel get the money for going to the law school. We're working. So it's a full-time program. What the time is looking like the day of the day. It's the past time.
Well, if you come to law school full time, you do it in 3 years. That's why I would say you cannot do it in less than 3 years. But you can do it no more than 5 years. So in a way, there is some room for part-time. Our regular credit will be 15 to 16, but the minimum we can allow you to do is 12 credit per semester. So, in a way,
based on your income and how you think you can plan.
Yes, your own schedule.
Your schedule. Almost like, same university thing.
Precisely. But we want you out of there
in 3 years.
Minimum 3 years, maximum 5 years. By 5 years, we want you. Because,
Yeah. Let's take this last caller and come back to you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to our studio guest.
Yeah.
I'm Milton Elbc calling from Von Jamalofa County.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay, I want to say thank you so much to our people there. I think for me, it's the very first time that I'm hearing of an establishment of another law school in Liberia, so it's applause for this country. I want to tell our brothers in studio, thank you so much for that venture. But I have a question. And then there after the question, I'm like recommending if it is possible. Though I've been hearing usually in law schools we say you have to have your first degree. But I am thinking, is it not necessary or possible wherein you will have your curriculum activities that's supposed to be an integral part to form part of the law teaching school? To just embed everything where somebody will just graduate from high school and then come to start directly with all of those necessary things that you think they're supposed to start with as the beginning courses. Then from there, now they just start everything in the school. Thank you so much. That's my question.
Thank you. He will respond to that. Good morning.
Good morning, Vavle, and let me say thanks for bringing the professor in studio this morning. My name is Oscar Moba, and I decided to call to find out from the prof to please give clarity on what you were talking about concerning $200. Is it per credit hour or per course? And finally, whether the school is having any connection with the Catholic Adashis.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we have no connection to any institution. We stand alone. It's it's not set in stone yet, but give or take about $200 per credit hour. That what we'll be charging, not per course, per credit hour.
Okay.
There's some countries where you go to law school straight out of high school, just like another college degree. But even in those countries, after you get the law degree, you got to do some additional work, then to qualify as a full-time lawyer. Now, in the United States, Liberia, what I just said is like in Britain, you go to first year. Go straight to law school from
high school.
Yeah, but even some former British colonies now are changing, like Ghana. They now require that you have a first degree, and Liberia, and there's something to be said about that. With the law, look, you've got to read ton of material quickly, condense them, and figure out what's the issue they present. And experience has shown that the preparation and rigor you go through to get your first degree prepares you to better go through.
In high school, almost like you're still an infant.
Precisely. So it better prepares you to go through the rigor of a law. That's why the law school is, we call it effectively, it's like a graduate school. It's a professional school. You can't say you want to go to graduate school straight from college. You got it? You can't say that. Or medical school. You can't say you want to go to medical school straight from high school, even though medicine is the first degree. You got it? Now, in certain places, now what we're hoping to do is to work with universities to devise what we call a pre-law program.
Okay.
That prepares you for law school. So you graduate from college, but we design a curriculum for you. History, political science,
civics.
Government,
Constitution.
Government, and we start teaching you even in college how you do what we call briefing cases, like what you do in law school. Because we do the Socratic method. We take an actual case involving property, involving land. Say we're doing property law. We take an actual case decided by the courts involving land dispute, and we ask you tell us the facts. What was the legal issue? We're asking the student, how did the court hold?
Testing reason.
Yes, and so you got to be in the classroom, and the ability to handle that material. I think you better capable of doing it.
Okay.
With a first degree. And that's my train of thought. That's
okay. We ending now. Say you can just wrap up from your end, just briefly.
Mr. Kamara, thank you very much for having us on your show and giving us the opportunity to answer some of the questions that the audience have. Kwame and I conceived this idea about 12 months ago, and we've been working very hard. And without even having the accreditation, we had to satisfy the requirements. We should do that committing resources, to the process. But because we are committed and believe in our objective, without even the accreditation, we invested our time and resources into this. So we are very, elated that we are at this point where now we are selling the program, we get the information out to begin to admit students. So this is dream come true. So we were told this is challenging. It cannot be done. It was never done before in 7 years. So we are excited that we're able to break the glass ceiling.
Okay.
And so thanks again for having us. And we have passion for teaching. That's why we are into this. Not to make money. In our lifetime, we made some money. This is time to give back to our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Baraze. Kwame, you can just end from there.
Thank you very much, Bradley, for having us. And it's been a hectic last several months, but it's been very rewarding, fulfilling. And something he said, I should emphasize, we took enormous risks. We had to invest in a facility, pay rent for an entire year, lease up to 5 years, furnish it to air condition, not knowing we're going to get our accreditation. But we had to take that risk because we had the faith in what we're doing, and luckily we got our accreditation. And we're looking forward to, having our students come and the opportunity. I tell my students in law school that the best part of my day is the 1 hour I spend before them, teaching them and engaging them. It's really, really fulfilling, and I was doing that for our pay. So I could pay to do this. That's how much passion I bring to the law. And Vavle, you got a sharp mind. The law degree is the best degree you can get. Think about coming to law school.
I would think about that. Thank you so much, Kwame Clement, a veteran broadcaster and lawyer as well, along with making this dream come true. My name is Vafle Kamara. Join the team tomorrow. Hassan Kia will be here for another presentation of the Super Morning Show. Bye-bye.